What's going on, guys? My name is Andrew Hall, Brunswick National Staffer. Welcome to the VHTC. We're gonna do an in-depth ball review of the new Zero Mercy Solid. It's the really big hook and ball from Hammer. I know they just came out with the Maximum Effect, but don't be fooled. These two are very different balls, and the Zero Mercy really hooks a lot, especially in the front, but we'll get into it. That's a dual release that is combined with the Zero Mercy Pearl. Really chuggy, blendy pearl asymmetric ball from what I've seen. Really cool colors, orange, black, silver, just really eye-catching going down the lane. So the Zero Mercy Solid and Pearl have the same weight block. They're the dual launch, same nameplate. It's the super offset asymmetric core, and this is a really strong weight block. It's got 020 intermediate diff, 054 regular diff in 15 pounds, and then a 2.52 RG in 15. I throw 14, so I get a little bit of higher RG. I believe it's 2.54, and the regular differential, I believe, is the same at 053 and 020. So it's going to be a pretty similar ball. Sometimes you see big variations in weight, but not really so much this one. A lot of mid-lane traction, a lot of go there. I think the Zero Mercy Solid's cover is so strong that they actually needed a little bit higher of an RG to help it get down the lane. And then to round it all up, we got the new 2.0. It's the follow-up to the new blue, the original new that came out about a year and a half ago, and then the Rattler new. So it's the technically third installment of this line. The new 2.0 boasts a little bit stronger of a cover stock. It's called the new active cover stock. A little bit more hook, a little bit more motion than the last one, especially the original new blue could get a little bit fluttery down lane at times, so this is supposed to solve that. We got a house shot out there, fresh house shot, to kind of give you a range of what it's going to do on an everyday pattern. And we have a longer pattern on the right lane. We have a 46-foot Johnny Petraglia pattern to kind of let these hook monsters get some play time. They love oil, so let's get right into it. All right, we got the Zero Mercy Solid up first, up to bat. This thing is a really big hook monster. I've used it a little bit already. I just refreshed the surface. Hook monster, but let's throw a few shots first. Whew. All right, so there's dry there. Let's dial it in. I love how hard this thing digs in the lane though. Really smooth, give you a really long hook window. All right, let's go back to 21-ish and see if we can't peer it here. It's closer. She's trying. It's pretty apparent. It's pretty slow. It's pretty round shape, even though it's advertised as a really big hook ball. We kind of talk about it in from the front to back terms, where it really starts hooking soon and a lot of the lane. If it was more of a skid flip type motion, like we'll see with the I almost said Outer Limits, Zero Mercy Pearl, you're going to see that ball go left a lot faster. Ooh, that's to the right. Maybe you just got to chuck it over there. That's what these balls like to do. I like how that blended the lane though. I kind of chucked it into the dry. It didn't jump off of it super hard. I think this ball will be really good for high speed, lower rev guys that just need a little bit extra hook in their bag. This thing is just hook in a box. Hooks really early, really blendy. Ooh, that's up the lane. Let's see if it gets up there. Ooh, it does. So that's what the kind of the chrome additive in there is what they're boasting. It's HK22C squared cover stock. So that C squared, C is cohesion. Cohesion is an additive that they discovered probably 18 months ago now, year and a half, March, April of last year with the original effect. There's been a lot of different installments, different versions of that cover stock put on releases since then. And now we have the latest iteration of C squared, which is chrome. Just a lot more hook throughout the entire body of the lane. Even though it does hook earlier, it boasts a little bit more of a down lane reaction than before. So this is a heavy oil monster. I like how it reads in the oil though. Those last two are kind of up the lane. All right, let's throw a couple more with this one and then we'll get into the Zero Mercy Pearl. Let's throw it to the right. I think that one that went high flush was the key. Jeez Louise. That was exactly the opposite of what we wanted to do. Let's try that again. There you go. There you go. All right, actually, I did say we're going to throw the Zero Mercy, but let's throw the Maximum Effect from Hammer, another big ball in the line, just to compare the two a little bit. The Max Effect now, just before we throw the Zero Mercy Pearl, just to compare another big ball in the Hammer line. This Max Effect should be a little quicker, a bit more side to side. Yeah, I just feel like it's a little bit faster responding to the friction. It sort of looked like it hooked earlier, but it was just violent. It went through its stages a little bit faster. It is a hybrid cover stock. The Zero Mercy Solid is a solid. So it's interesting. The Max Effect was also marketed to be a really big hook monster. And then the Zero Mercy, we're taking that crown right after that, but let's throw another one with the Max Effect here. Way to the dry. Woo! See, I don't know if the Max Effect, or I don't know if the Zero Mercy would have got back from there. So I just think you have two different shapes that definitely can stay in the same bag together. The Maximum Effect is just going to be a little bit more side to side, and the Zero Mercy's round. But let's get into the Zero Mercy Pearl. All right, we got the Zero Mercy Pearl here. This is the Pearl version, as you heard. Zero Mercy Pearl would make it the Pearl. This is just the pearlized version. So you're going to expect more length in the front, a little bit more whip down lane. Just retain the rotation a little bit easier. Let's sew up the lane again. It's all right. Jam it in there. We're as good as the lane lets us be. Something like that, I don't know. We're executing with the lane's standards is a better way to put it. How about that? All right. Let's get one to the right here. But for an ASIM Pearl, this thing blends the lane super nice. I think just the base cover and the chrome additive really helps the ball grip the lane hard so it doesn't have to be so whippy on the back end. That's to the right. She gets over there. They're a little tight throughout the lane, actually, for our house shot that we're looking for, but whatever. They're not always the same every time. I'm sure you've walked into the league one time and you start balling and you're like, dang, they changed the shot on me, for sure. So that's how I feel right now. But that's okay. We adapt. Let's try that again. Standing on about 20, looking like 14, 15. That's to 5. Yeah, a little steep. Maybe we can try moving a little bit to the right and just play a little bit closer to the friction. So that was a little firmer. I still kind of got it to the right. I'm gonna throw one more a little bit more inside, a little bit more closer to 10 instead of like 4. That's better. All right, now it really catches that spot. So I think it's just kind of finagling, getting the ball to see it in the right spot. I'll try moving a few left though, just for fun. Ooh, it tried. We're gonna compare it to a One Ovation. This is also a pretty blendy ASIM shiny ball. It's a hybrid though, not a pearl. But I think these two could be really good plays off each other. So the One Ovation is just rounder overall. It's a little bit slower. Still cleaner through the front because it's a shiny hybrid, but it's not quite as fast response as the Zero Mercy Pearl. I think they're going to be really good 1-2 punches. Keep a little bit of surface on the one just to help it read earlier, and then have the Zero Mercy shiny. Good 1-2 punch. That was nice. All right, let's try this new. All right, new 2.0 time. This is the one. So when I first, I've had this ball for about a week now. When I first drilled it, I hit it with 500 off the rip. And I'm not so sure if that was the right thing to do. Trying. I just felt like I watched a lot of other reviewers throw it, a lot of other ball videos about it, and no one hit it off the box. They left it, I think, I don't recall exactly what the box surface is. It might be 1500, but it wasn't super, super dull. Like, it didn't come out of the box super chalked. And I think that kind of helped the cover get through the front a little bit. So I brought the surface back up to like 3,000-ish in hopes that it would give me a little bit more motion down the lane, but we'll see. Standing on about 17. Yeah, so I have it way more as a hook stop motion. A lot of other people are getting it to be a little bit cleaner, a little bit sharper down the lane. I haven't quite seen that yet. I've thrown this at a couple different centers and I just haven't really been seeing that same motion. But we'll throw a couple more. The new blue was a little bit lengthier, a little bit sharper. I don't know though, that looks just fine to me. So I think the main purpose of this is just to stay ahead of the curve on slower absorbing technologies. If you're a competitive bowler, as you probably are by watching this, there's been a lot of buzz in the news about slow absorbing high performance balls, blah blah blah. So Brunswick is always staying ahead of the curve when trying to find the next best thing that's the closest that's legal. So this is looking pretty good right now though. Oh, Jesus, that's so up the lane. All right, that was really left. But it's still pretty oil sensitive, which is kind of what you want in a way. That's kind of how the new blue was for me. This one is a little bit more violent off of friction. All right, that's a good one. All right, let's take these 3 balls. Let's move them over to 46 feet. Let's get a good range of the ball reaction on something a little bit tougher, a little slicker. All right, Zero Mercy solid on the PBA 2025 Johnny Petraglia pattern, 46 feet. We got some good amount of oil out there. I think it's close to 30 mils, so we're playing them a little bit straighter, a little bit closer to the track. Middle's pretty tight. See what we got. Yeah, I think this ball is going to really be happy in this zone, especially on this pattern. You know, sometimes it's difficult to gauge the true strength of a really top of the line big ball because a lot of the patterns that we bowl on just don't have that much oil on it. So the ball burns up pretty quick and it kind of looks like it's mellow, when in reality this thing can handle so much oil, it just doesn't have it. But this is a pattern that it can really handle it. So let's throw another one in that same spot. Looked really good. It's a little bit to the right. Ooh, jumps off that. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, this is really good. Like just, if you got a heavy cliff or you got just a lot of oil on the lane, this is exactly what this ball is designed for. Like churning through that oil, exploiting what little friction is in the mid lane on the fresh. Let's just keep going. There it goes. So I softened up a little bit on that, maybe unintentionally, kind of got a little softer. I don't necessarily know that I have to move left off that. I can just kind of throw it a little bit faster and hopefully it'll stay on line. But if this one 2 pins, then we might have to move left and keep our speed down. Ooh, that's way to the right. Oh. All right, that was kind of fast and to the right, but I think this has a pretty defined amount of oil in the middle, so I can stay soft and move in. So I think we're just gonna move left a little bit and keep our speed down so we can exploit that what little friction is there. So we're gonna move a hair to the left, move our eyes inward with us. Yeah, we're really into that oil now. And again, this is really what this ball is designed for. Like, I really like what I'm seeing out of it at the moment. I think the usability of this is gonna be, I wouldn't say high, I just think first ball out of the bag always high volume, high oil amount, just stuff like that. We're gonna go compare it again to the Maximum Effect though. This is gonna be a little bit faster. So we're gonna stand kind of in the same zone and like 17, 18 and roll it up that spot. Really fast, got on the lane. Yeah. Yeah, I think the bigger footprint, the bigger footprint of the Zero Mercy would do this ball a little bit better. Maybe we can move back to where we were before with the Zero Mercy, which is kind of crazy because these balls have pretty similar surfaces on them. Yeah, I mean, I definitely saw the spot a little bit quicker, a little bit more violent. I just think the Zero Mercy Solid is the right ball for this, so I'm gonna throw the Zero Mercy Solid again and just kind of let it rip. So we're gonna move 2 back left with where we just were and let her eat. Yeah, I mean, this is just a really, really good oil piece. Like, wow. And this Maximum Effect, if you remember not so long ago, this thing was advertised as a hook monster. It still is, but this Zero Mercy is crazy. I just want to keep throwing it. I just want to keep on throwing it. God, it just comes off that spot so good. This is a treat. All right, so now that we've thrown a few shots there with the Zero Mercy Solid, let's throw the Pearl. I don't know how good the Pearl's gonna look right now, just with how tight the middles are. But you know what, screw it, we're just gonna throw it anyway. We are gonna stand a little bit closer to where the Maximum Effect was, so 16-ish, 17. We're gonna try to keep our speed a little soft. Yeah, so definitely a lot longer, definitely a lot cleaner. But kind of to be expected, and kind of a good thing, because we want these balls to be different. Yeah, I just think that the higher surface balls, the solid balls, smoother balls are going to be a little bit better on this right now. I think this will look good on it when there's a really defined friction spot right around the track. You can just kind of move in and exploit that. Let's see what this new does. This thing might go straight, but we'll find out. I'm going to move way farther to the right, like 13, 12. So a good 5, 6 to the right of the Zero Mercy Solid. And just roll it up this friction spot we made. Yeah, so hook stop, early hook stop there. Has its place for sure. I'm still waiting to see a little bit more down lane motion of mine than others. However, I should mention the 14-pound RG in this ball is a little bit higher, so that might have something to do with it. But let's try to do that one more time. Really forward. Wow, that was actually pretty good. I was really shocked about that one. Let's do that one more time. I like that. Okay. All right. Well, hey, I guess I'm learning something a little newer with this new. Newer with this new. No pun intended. All right, I think that's kind of about all we got today. We kind of put these balls through their paces a little bit. Zero Mercy Solid, let's kind of recap. Zero Mercy Solid, big hook and ball, really big early hook and ball. Speed dominant players, heavy volumes. That ball's gonna play pretty good. Zero Mercy Pearl, after you gotta get in. Once that Zero Mercy Solid blows that spot open and that Zero Mercy Solid is a little bit labory, a little bit lazy, you move in with the Pearl, come right around, no problem. New 2.0, kind of a specialty piece. It could be really versatile though on the house shot. If you just kind of leave the surface the way it is and won't hook super soon, you'll see a lot of motion on the back and you'll get a lot of versatility, I think, on a lot of different patterns. But thank you so much for watching. This is kind of a new setup for us. We're kind of playing around with some things. So let us know in the comments if you like it, what you didn't like, and then what we can improve upon. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.